why is it that people with irritable bowel syndrome have anxiety and stress in a way that makes their bowels not work? Why is it that other people have anxiety and stress and their bowels are fine? And it's because people with irritable bowel syndrome, somewhere in their childhood, the way that we are, it's susceptible to the stress in our stomach. And there were harsh and stressful and scary experiences that we have had in the past that makes our stomachs react and to hold on to old negative emotions. So the limbic system is a very old part of our mammalian system. And the limbic system is this emotional part of our brain, and it served us a long time ago when there was real danger and there were bears, and when we got scared, we had this autonomic nervous system response to go into fight and flight mode, and we could run away and save our lives. And that was very useful back then. But the kind of stress and anxiety that we have now, we don't need. Our reality is that we don't need life-saving, but the old part of our brain does not know how to discern the difference between different stresses. So whether it is you're afraid of this test or being in a new relationship, or you're moving to a new place, or some person at work is making you stressed out, or whatever it is that you're stressed out, the old part of our unconscious limbic system brain doesn't know the difference between that fear and the fear of a bear coming. Fear is fear in that part of the brain, and when we are afraid or stressed out, we have this response called resistance. It's a freeze instinct where we go like this and we don't know what to do and we feel trapped. And that energetic resistance, those are stored in our body. So every time we make a judgment, and when we have negative emotions, we get angry, we have this freeze instinct and we store it in our bowels. And when we store that in our bowels, then the bowels don't work anymore. And that's why it's so difficult to heal irritable bowel syndrome, because your bowels have accumulated resistances and stresses that you're holding on to that you do not know how to process and let go of. And it's about transcending above the limbic system and choosing to heal by using a love approach as opposed to reacting with fear and getting caught up in that stressful cycle over and over again. Do you ever notice that when you're really stressed out, you're stuck in your head and you are just there? And it's really about coming down to the body and resolving those resistances and knowing how to apply an approach so that you can surrender to the resistance, so that you can allow the resistance and let go of the resistance one by one from your body, from your unconscious parts of your body, so that your irritable bowel can resolve. I have an Allow Yourself to Heal Anxiety Deprogram. I specifically made this for people with IBS because of the nature of how we hold onto fear and stressful emotions in the belly, and how this fear is so unconsciously programmed within us. And that's why I call it deprogram, because it is something that you deprogram and heal from yourself. Because as humans, we are born with only two fears, and that is the fear of heights and the fear of loud noise. And those are really for survival mechanisms, but we have learned all these other fears that do not serve us, and it's really about deprogramming all that fear and coming back to a smooth running computer system that we once were. We have accumulated too much virus and malware resistances that are blocking your digestive system. So I created a deprogram. Start with the foundation of how you go about resolving these resistances. There is the 3 video education modules where I talk about the approach and I clarify deeper into the approach. And then if you do come across resistances, I do talk about how to deal with that. And then I made a specific anxiety meditation for irritable bowel syndrome. So that is below, and all anxiety is fear. In every emotion, there's always the positive emotion, and it's about deprogramming yourself from the fear and returning to this natural state that you are, which is trust. Because once your gut, your instinct, you trust life and you trust yourself, your irritable bowel syndrome will resolve. Thank you very much for watching. Bye now.